So I mentioned this was a big win for Goblin, and objectively, we could leave it at that statement and that'd be true. But one thing I do want to add into this is Drogo's a very passionate player. And when I say passionate, I mean he almost had to forfeit Wardy's tournament because the day before he broke his desk smashing it with his fist after he lost in mine. Like this is not oftentimes. There's not oftentimes in StarCraft 2 where the tilt is anything other than caster banter. But there might be a factor of tilt going into game 2, because Drogo as well was like, just somebody make Zilabi, like I don't care. Like he was just really like, I think he's done with that game. He's hopefully gonna recover. We'll see how it goes. Game 2 kicks off. Adam, what sounds do we need to hear?
Mr. MaximusBlack.
Yeah.
Hit me up with a French Canadian wanting to separate from Canada for the 3rd time.
I do not like a part of your country. Hey, Québécois.
C'est blanc Québécois. Je suis.
Je ne comprends pas. J'aime. À la toilette, s'il vous plaît.
Silver plates.
Yes. Man, there's going to be a lot of people from Quebec, or maybe like the 5 that are watching, that are going to be like,
good Lord,
forget these guys, unsubscribe.
Yeah, both of the people from Quebec who aren't breathing through their mouths that are tuned in watching.
Whee!
All 5 people that are over the age of 30 who are also part of the block who also watch StarCraft.
So Saskatchewan,
right
Quebec, Manitoba. Who else can we take shots at today? No, Toronto. Who do they think they are? New York? I mean, am I right?
Am I right? Huh?
Well, what do we got going on? Very, very standard opening. 95% of PvPs is going to be opening up to gateways. It's the next thing after the second pylon is what really dictates where it's going to go. Is it going to be a Stargate? Is it going to be a Twilight? Is it going to be a Robo? Or is it going to be a Stalker Sentry into an expansion? Who knows? We're going to find out here. Oh, double Stalker for both of them.
Well, you brought this up in the first game to really just stress PvP can have a lot of build order losses. It doesn't matter how good of a player you are. This opening could be the deal breaker before the game even really gets underway. And the fact that they're going Stalker versus Stalker is already an okay start. The Stalker versus Adept thing used to be really strong, but it's turned out to be a little bit less good for the Adept players now that other Protoss have picked up on it. So I like that they're both going Stalkers. I really like, though, the Goblin... he tries to go for a Stargate, but it's scouted. Drogo sees this plain as day. And Goblin's a bit of a mind game player. He's done this before. I almost wanted him to cancel this immediately and start a Twilight Council.
That'd be some BM stuff, and I like it. I like it. Look, okay, so it looks like Drogo is going to be going his Nexus here. Going to be going up against the Stargate. So typically what I would be doing at this point is I would be getting my Twilight and just keep pumping Stalkers like nobody else's business and going into Blink. And then from there, dropping down that Robo and getting out my first Observer and then, pumping out from there.
Oh,
that's what I'd be doing.
I gotta make a small correction, by the way. I'm sorry about this miss shout out earlier. I said Matrim played in a lot of our free-for-alls. He's corrected me. He just played in one of the most epic free-for-alls we ever played with that crazy finish. So that's why I've got such a high thought in his mind. Sorry for mislabeling you in chat, my friend.
And look at that. There's the Twilight. Man, I'm starting to sound like I know what the fudge I'm talking about.
Have you played
I'm
this matchup before? Like,
it feels good, man. Hey, you know what? Feels good, man.
You played Protoss a few times.
Have you ever been to Grandmasters?
I have been, but not in Legacy. I'm working on that.
That's right. You have been, because we beat you in the beta. You and Puck, baby. You remember that?
I do remember. I remember in the beta as well. I got Grandmasters in Legacy of the Void beta against White-Ra. I beat White-Ra and I turned to GM. Sick. Oh yeah, dude. And he was super like manner about it and stuff too. I think I like three gate all in him or something like that, but it was fun.
There's getting promoted to Grandmasters, and then there's iconically getting promoted to Grandmasters. That's pretty sick, dude.
I had a little bit of both, which is nice. And I've made a vow that I'm never going to stop playing StarCraft again on a full-time basis until I hit GM in Legacy.
Hey.
So,
good luck,
the grind
man.
is real. Oh, I'm going to need it.
So what you're telling me is you're going to pay for your child's education based on how long you've been playing StarCraft in Legacy of the Void.
You could mark it in a weird, funny way. Zombie Grub is actually really close to Grandmasters too. She's recently started hitting that MMR. It'd be cool to have like a race between the two of you to see who gets it first. Just like that extra like kick in your step, you know? Like
absolutely. Absolutely. And she plays Zerg, right?
Terran.
Oh, she plays Terran. Okay. Well,
yeah, she's like the only girl who doesn't play Zerg.
Every girl plays Zerg these days.
I thought she played Zerg too for some reason. I thought
Yeah, I did.
like remember
I think it's Livy B that I was getting
possibly
mixed up with. Look at that. There is the blink though. The blink is being chrono boosted here for Drogo. The expansion is down. There is only one shield battery here for Goblin. He's got those Phoenix in position, doing all kinds of craziness, back and forth patrolling.
There's not enough to lift up all these stalkers though. He's got enough to lift up some. Oh, the surprise!
Oh!
I just realized what happened there. Oh my god, I didn't even piece this together. He was patrolling
Yeah, he didn't
them.
see it.
Yeah, it's high ground vision. That was so sick.
It's cute.
He like literally pounced from the shadows, grabs the stalkers, forces an immediate recall. So good reaction time out of Drogo, right? Like to not let that be an attack that he would lose. But at the same time, really cool out of Goblin to pull that off in the first place.
Yeah, it was cute. I love that play. It was very, very well done and executed. Almost lost a Phoenix there, but it manages not to.
He's got.
He's gonna lose one now. He's gonna lose two of them.
Yeah.
Ooh, that hurt. That hurt bad. There is that immortal load. If I was Goblin right now, I'd be putting down a couple more shield batteries and getting ready for a big push. He can't do any damage with those 3 Phoenix, and he must know that the attack is coming. A second immortal is on the way, and it's just going to be about surviving here. Survive.
I love that movie.
Thunder.
It's been a while since I've watched that movie.
It's a good damn movie.
You know, I love they hit like Tom Hanks from all the promos. So when he popped up in that movie, you're like, wait, what?
It's
Excuse
amazing.
me?
It's amazing.
What do you guys think? Robert Downey Jr.'s best role of all time?
Oh, absolutely.
Nah, I think Tony Stark is his best role.
Actually,
I think he does.
Well,
I think he does a really good Tony Stark.
Did you guys ever see Kiss Kiss Bang Bang? It's a bit of an older
I have.
one.
I have. I have it on Blu-ray. Yeah, it's
Him
amazing.
and Val Kilmer are a great combo.
Yep. That's a good movie, man.
We need more Val Kilmer in our lives. Unfortunately,
Oh yeah, not anymore.
he's not doing so hot.
Yeah. Not doing so hot.
All right, well, he's
Look
gonna
at these
stack up the
stalkers.
Phoenix, going for that cool trick again. Hopefully, Drogo does
I don't
barely
think with
see
the
this.
amount he has, it's going to work out all that well for him. Like, he might do kind of okay here, but that's a lot of stalker. Yeah, he's getting spotted now.
Yeah, like the half a second he's in vision, they get the auto attack off.
Yeah.
Well, this is going to be a very, very close battle. It's getting to the point where there's a lot of stalkers where you could just one-shot each immortal. But he's got to be careful. Some pickoffs would be very, very nice. Like, look, there's one immortal out of position. Oh, he got one stalker there. He's going to be able to get rid of another Phoenix. He's going to lose a stalker himself, but he's got to be careful. Like, once another immortal comes out.
Overextend, yeah.
Yeah.
Resident Evil Glaives is a really interesting follow-up to this, by the way. We'll talk more on that if it gets to complete. The 3 Immortals looking to stand on this defense, though. It's not necessarily going to win, but it's so scary that it could, and that's why Drogo's not taking any risks. I'm kind of waiting for the high ground, though, like to blink up or something, but he's got no vision on the way, so it is just all low ground. It's all fighting. Some Zealots to soak some auto attacks, and Stalkers to the micro.
Gets another unit. Picking off. He's going to get in 3 more Phoenix down.
That's
Just like that,
Goblin.
and it's starting to get very, very scary. Go ahead.
We haven't talked about the third base is winning this game for Drogo on the back end of it.
Absolutely. Yeah, this is a really good fight here for Drogo. He's picking off units. He's getting that third expansion. It's fully saturated. He's warping in more units now. That's a lot of high temp, and once the Archon come out, it's going to be lights out, I think, here for Goblin. I mean, it'll be very, 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 very tough to hold. And there's only one, actually, so it's not the end of the world, but...
I just realized charge versus no charge.
Deep for Goblin to be going right now, and he does have that 4th Immortal that just came up, and like you said, only the single Archon out on the field currently. I thought
there was 3 of them. I thought he was warping in 6 high temps there, but yeah, some of them were Zealots.
All right.
Yeah.
So going back to the Resonating Glaives, right? That just finished up. That's the only reason Goblin can maybe fight these gateway battles, because Resonating Glaives can beat Zealots. Zealots will beat everything else because Charge is so freaking good. Seeing these Adepts, seeing the orange balls, it's a little scary for Drogo. And this attack, this push out of Goblin should be the one to drive Drogo back home.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
that was a nice little position he had there coming around the corner of that little chunk of map. It was like just enough vision to be able to pick off another couple of units, and there was nothing really Drogo could do but back up. I'm actually really impressed that Goblin survived all of that. That was a heck of an onslaught.
It's not even they survived. Now he has to all in. He's behind a whole base. He knows this. He's got so many probes in the deficit. He's not going to be able to keep up on the money game. If he's not trading, Drogo's winning, and that's where this game is going to be determined here on this next battle. I don't think we're going to see another fight after this next one.
I don't think so either. And, you know, Drogo is very, very ahead, not only in terms of supply, but army. He can actually take a fight here and trade relatively well, even if he gets sort of the losing end of the trade. And then he can back off or recall back to a natural or to his main and then reinforce. Basically, that third can just buy him a lot of time if need be, and reinforce for one more big attack after it. And there's a huge fight happening in the middle, forced to recall back, and he loses a lot there, keeps his third base, and how does Goblin win this? Goblin, if you pull this one off,
you still owe him you owe somebody a slow clap.
Do I?
Pump those brakes, guys, because something really cool did happen with that, right? Now, that recall may not have been intentional, but that was the sickest bait away. He got like 7 probe kills. He actually almost evened up the worker kill count, or the worker count in general, while that was going on. And yeah, you can have 3 bases, but if they're not saturated, it doesn't really matter. Now, unfortunately, that did get cleaned up. I don't think this all went to plan for Goblin, but that was the right moves. And you can see he's thinking about what to do to get around this deficit. He knows he can't just A-move. So again, clever moves. Didn't work out as planned. I still think Drogo's got this game, but I love the way Goblin's playing it. He's losing in style.
Well, yeah. I agree with you. I think you're giving a little bit too much credit, though. Although he killed 7 probes, he still is on 3 Nexi compared to the 2 over here, and he can build those 7 probes very, very quickly again and get resaturated, while still Goblin at the very least has got to attend with such a huge army and deal with this map control now that Drogo has, and also try and get another expansion himself, which I don't think he's even going to bother trying to do, because once again, like you said earlier, he's forced to basically all in at this point. He's long range mining from one second to the other. Those Immortals are now at a position. He's got a lot of charge lots in the front. He's going to keep that War Prism alive. There's a couple of Guardian Shields and Force Fields that go down, but the Archons are there to break the walls down, and this looks like it is going to be a GG finally for Drogo.
Like I said, losing in style. Some cool moves at the end, the Adepts hiding behind the Immortals, but ultimately numbers, third base, too much. GG. Drogo ties it up 1-1.